Nigeria have been drawn against familiar foes in Group L of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, where they'll face Madagascar, co-host Tanzania, and of course Guinea-Bissau for a place at the tournament. And Brazilian forward Neymar Jr. has vowed that he and his teammates will fight for their lives to bring the 2026 World Cup to his country. And just so you know, Tottenham's fight for Premier League survival will go down to the last day of the campaign after the London rivals from the West, Chelsea, held off their a late fight back to win an ill-tempered derby by 2-1. Interesting times right there for the Blues. Of course, they played that one right there at Stamford Bridge. So what's it like for Spurs? Will they eventually avoid the draw? And Manchester City's hopes of winning the Premier League title are very much over after a 1-0 draw against the service AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium, which saw Arsenal crowned champions of the 2025-2026 Premier League season. Of course, they've been crowned champions for the first time in 22 years. For the Gunners, at least social media has now got evidence of Arsenal being champions of the Premier League. The last time they won the league, there was no social media. So it's the first time social media has got its own evidence of Arsenal lifting the Premier League title. Isn't that amazing? Now, is this the greatest Arsenal team since the Invincible era? Yeah, the side that won the Premier League title back in 2003, 2004. What changed at Arsenal compared to the previous campaigns where, they finished third, fourth and all of that. At some point, Champions League football was a problem. They had a problem with Champions League football, until that bit of stability and all of that, finishing third in the previous 3 seasons in the Premier League. And now champions of the 2025-2026 Premier League campaign. What really changed at Arsenal compared to the previous campaigns? That time we welcome you to Soccer Final Zone on your favorite dial, WAVE91.7 FM. I'm Danny with the voice you trust and that mayor you probably need. Call me Patrick the Locker, that homeboy that's never at home. I look around 247-365. I'm your host and guide. Brian tonight is also here. The CBN of Sports will return this morning.
Good morning, Port Harcourt. Good morning, Port Harcourt. Okay. Good morning, Port Harcourt. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, everyone in the studio. It's good to be here. Let's have fun.
All right, so you guys, Victor Chance is also here. Victor, it's a great time.
Yes, congratulations to Arsenal fans. I've always supported them from the start of the season to win the Premier League title this season, and boy, they didn't disappoint. And kudos for the first time in 22 years. It's worth celebrating. It's a testimony. I will share the testimony on Sunday. Mama and pastor for church, we will share out.
Okay. Well, she might not take it serious. You just be like, what's in this boy they do? Is it Arsenal? Okay, but interesting times, you guys. Goodluck Irene is also here this morning with us.
Good morning to the people of this beautiful city. Good morning to the CBN of Sports. Good morning to Mr. Victor Charles, and good morning to you, Patrick the Locker.
Great time. Okay, now guys, let's for the want of time. For the want of time, do this and we leave. All right, we do this and we leave for the want of time. Now, let's tell you that Nigeria's Falcons will begin their campaign at the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup against Spain. The Group F encounter will hold at the Arena Sosnowi. On Monday, September the 7th, Moses Aduko's side will take on China in the next game on the same ground. 3 days later, the Nigerian girls will round up their group stage campaign against debutants New Caledonia at the Stadion Miejski on Sunday, 13th September 2026. The Falcons will be gunning for their first title in the tournament. Poland will host the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup from 5th to the 27th of September 2026. Now, just so you know, Nigeria have been drawn. That's the senior men's national team, the Super Eagles, have been drawn against familiar foes in Group L of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Of course, where they'll face Madagascar, co-host Tanzania, and Guinea-Bissau for a place at the tournament. The draw was conducted at the headquarters of the Egyptian Football Association on Tuesday, with former Super Eagles captain William Troost-Ekong, serving as one of the draw assistants. A total of 48 teams will participate in the qualifiers, with 2 draws producing 12 groups and 24 teams qualifying for the event. Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda will host the tournament from June 19th to the 17th of July 2027. Nigeria were drawn from pot 1 and hardened opponents they faced before in qualifying campaigns. Recently, and of course from recent competitions, So they defeated Madagascar home and away during the qualifying race for the 2012 AFCON event, and also shared honours with Guinea-Bissau in the race to the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations event held in Ivory Coast. Guinea-Bissau won in Abuja, while the Super Eagles claimed all 3 points in Bissau. So, that was how the previous group came out. The previous, let's say, the World Cup, group stage and all of that. Even the AFCON group, we've been okay, easy ones for Nigeria. But then we saw teams like, let's just talk about, for instance, the World Cup group, qualifying group, yeah. Some teams, Benin Republic popped up, gave Nigeria some scare. So I'm going to mention. So is this a very easy group for Nigeria? They shouldn't have issues going by how they've gone about business. Recent performance in recent times.
In 26 or 2026, you don't want to give any nation, African nation, a push over again. But if we're talking about Morocco playing against this team, then I can say it's a walkover. If it's Egypt playing against this team, I'll say it's walkover. But when it comes to Nigeria these days, we don't know. These days they are cold, they are hot and cold. They play against Benin Republic, they are struggling to win the game. Against South Africa, they are struggling to win the game. They keep on struggling to win games that on paper, on newspaper too, these guys will go straight past the team. But Madagascar should not even be in the picture when we're talking about the giant of Africa.
They used to be the giants.
I know you raise your eyebrow.
No longer the giants.
Yes.
When it comes to Tanzania too, it shouldn't even be a problem. But for Nigeria, we don't know what it takes. These days, we are still thinking about who will be the main coach of the national team and who we will continue to invite. While for other countries, the problem we are having is the way we invite players to the national team. That is the problem we are having. We
Okay, the invite is
keep on inviting, keep on changing.
Okay, that's
and
why Nigeria can't qualify for the World Cup.
that is our problem. That is one of our big problems. So if we fix that, I'm not saying we shouldn't invite, but every windows, every international break, we want to invite XYZ players. So
Well, that's
I feel Nigeria is too much. Just this, according to the Unity Cup we want to play, the Unity game, you keep on giving invites.
Yeah, you have to have invites now.
It's too much.
The same thing was done last time.
The players.
And then when that was why Franco, some guys like Benjamin Frederick, all were products of that very tournament.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we started having issues in that department.
No, there was no issue. Benjamin Frederick and the AFCON.
I think he was okay, but
He was brilliant, not just okay. He was one of the best players. What are you saying? Benjamin Frederick.
Him and Calvin Bassey are phenomenal.
So I think it's what happens.
But like I said, Nigeria should all these names, this African nation shouldn't be
They're not pushovers.
It shouldn't even be an obstacle to Nigeria. But these days, because of where we find ourselves, coaching wise and player wise, we keep on asking, keep on having issues with players and selections.
Alright, really interesting times, you guys. Let's have a general conversation. What do you make of that Nigerian group? Oh my god.